Hi, happy April 25th, my birthday. The best day of the year because all you have to do is wear a light jacket. I see that LCU is still trying to gaslight everybody about Yo Mama. So, since they don't want to do the research, despite the fact that it's been out there for a month, and Gorlick Bread has been covering it, I will drop the link to his full video, but let's get to the clips.
You honestly showed his dog? Tied up and you acted outraged? You said, how dare I defend him? Jovan, you're a coward. You're a coward. You sit here after the fact and pretend to be a man that you aren't. Let's show everyone, Jovan. Let's show everyone how you acted in the moment. Who you really are.
Now listen to the dog after J Mail took care of it. Listen to this. I've never heard a dog make that sound, dog. Did you hear it? That dog went to barking normally to all.
How do you feel about that, Keem? You just lost a dog last week. How do you feel about Jovan not liking dogs and being cool with animal cruelty? Do you like that? This isn't even up to the cat killing story yet.
All of a sudden make these weird ass sounds. What did you do, J Mail? Yo, J Mail, what are you doing to these dogs? What are you doing to these dogs, my nigga? I've never heard that sound. Oh my god. He took us out. He took us out. Nigga, dog, you don't learn your lessons, do you? What are you doing to these dogs, my nigga? The dog was barking normally, you heard, before J Mail took care of it. Now,
how do you call that stand up? How do you call that stand up? You think that's funny? You think that's fucking funny, Keem? You and your network send trolls to my tiny little channel, so I know y'all watching me. You call that stand-up? Boy showed up on Aussie this morning and probably killed your AdSense because he played the Jurassic Park theme. Yeah? You do care about your money, don't you? You care about the viewers in general, but not enough to end your pay for play scheme.
here goes the dog again.
It just talks about the game of football. And it takes it away.
What did you do to the dog? Where is this dog at, bro? That dog is struggling, bro. I don't know what you did, bro. I really don't know what you did.
Same page on that one. Just his first gag.
I really can't get over that sound. I've never heard a dog make a sound like that.
By the way,
Nor have I. I've never heard a dog make a sound like that because I've never tortured an animal.
but before we continue, spitting on the floor of your streaming shed was pretty gross, but nothing compared to you laughing and mocking this dog.
Yo, what did you, J Mail, dog? What did you do to that dog? Ruff, ruff, ruff. J Mail, get the dog. What happened? Get the dog. All right. Yo, don't.
Fucking hilarious. Jovan. Fucking hilarious.
Never tell J Mel to get the dog. Don't ever tell J Mel to get the dog. All of a sudden, the dog's barks are all of a sudden, bro. All of a sudden, the dog's barks just don't. This nigga's out of control, bro. I swear to God, bro. What did you do to that dog? Yo. That shit is crazy, man.
But I want to go back to today. Right now that you've seen Jovan in the moment, I want to go back today. Talk about the character, the person he is today in regards to this video.
Because guess who was calling out J Mel Flow? For his dog abuse. For his actions to elderly people. This guy. So the fact that you want to sit there on your channel and you want to tell your zombie audience that your mama went after J Mel
Rewriting history, okay.
Flow, who had mental issues, you forget to tell him the things that he did, though, right?
It was a hard day for the family.
It just shows you what Gordic bread defends.
So, as a warning, this is the part where it gets really bad, so you might want to skip ahead 10, 15 seconds.
Put a sock in his mouth. I've never heard a dog make that sound, dog. I've never heard that sound from a dog before, bro. That's no joke. I've never heard this sound. that dog took its last breath. Yo. Two dogs wrapped. Put that dog in a body bag.
So, you're going to mock this dog taking its last breath? You're going to laugh about it being put in a body bag? You laughed about this animal being mistreated. You make jokes. You imitated it. And the fact that you sit here today and lie, pretending it was anything different, shows everyone who you really are. You thought you were going to make me look bad today? Knowing this video was sitting on your channel? I never supported J-Mel. I was simply showing examples of how you went after countless creators. And you know what? Say what you want about Chantal. She might not like FFG, but I don't think she was ever as performative about her dogs as you were about J-Mel's. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time. As I said, Jovan, I've let you get away with a lot of things. Right? Remember when you tried to proclaim I was accepting of Mike Vick because I didn't bring up his charges when he was in a Madden promo last year? See, you knew then full well that you had mocked J-Mel's dog this way. But you know what? I just let it go. Let me give you another example. Today, Jovan loves to pretend that he's just misunderstood. Right? He was talking to J-Mel for the greater good. He was going on to help. So let's hear you talk about him. Right? Let's hear you talk about how you were going to help him, how you were the savior, that J-Mel's mother reached out to you, and how you were so kind that you allowed her to use your very own YouTube channel as a platform because she needed Jovan's help to talk to her son.
J-Mel's mom called me. She contacted me. You know why she contacted me, Gordic Bread? Because her son was out there spreading lies about her and her work and her abuse to him. And she didn't have a platform to speak out because people was believing this guy. This guy's got 100,000 sub channel and he lied on his mama. And his mama hit me up because I was covering him and his antics, the antics that you just saw with him going up to older people and trying to fight random workers at their work at Walmarts and doing these weird pranks. His mom contacted me and she said, "Can I speak? Can I lay down what's going on?" And I gave her a voice and I gave her a platform.
You know, part of me thinks you really feel this way. The trend of self-importance is so strong. It goes well beyond, claiming to be the best or the greatest. You really felt that a mother needed your YouTube channel to talk to her son. But again, the problem, Giovanna, comes down to the character, right? You don't know the character you play. 5 years ago, you're making jokes about this. Today, you want to pretend that you handled it with integrity, with respect. But you lie. You've always lied.
This is a problem with girl world people in general, is that Jovan lied about reaching out to the mother, or about her reaching out to him. It was the opposite. He reached out to her, and Yaba has been lying about having some sort of relationship with Foodie Beauty's mother. And it's just getting tiresome to listen to all this bullshit and lies. So anyway, let me see if I can find the cat footage. It looks like Yo Mama Jovan has successfully cleansed the internet of his supposed stand-up of kicking a cat and saying that he would dig up the cat in the backyard of this neighbor's house, put it in a plastic bag and throw it away. It looks like this has been pretty much purged from the internet. I can't find it. It's out there. It exists. Somebody's got it. I'm sure the React channels covered it, but he must have been trying to strike everybody because I can't find it. But let's see what Foodie Beauty has to say about it.
Hi. Couple strikes though, I think already. Starbies, no, I can't. Evelyn Reed, what they're saying about your mom is sadly true. I'm so heartbroken. What did he do exactly? He killed a cat? Oh, he removed his channel? If he's under heat for something that disgusting, then that's true. Like, this is what I mean. Kicked a cat. Ugh, I feel sick. That's the real Amber. It has a tick beside her name, isn't it? It's her. You're welcome here. What the hell? Of course you are. I always go after Becky. Honestly, I don't really care about all the drama, Amberlynn, going on in your corner. That's what I
Stop the cap.
say. Like, it's just, I can't.
Point being is that this was widely out there during Fat Camp, and the video of him laughing about kicking a cat and saying that he probably caused the damage to that cat that caused it to die, and then was invited to a funeral service for the cat in his neighbor's backyard, refused to go, but said he wanted to basically break and enter into his neighbor's backyard, dig up the gravesite, put the cat in a plastic bag, and throw it away. Your employee of the month for March. Well done, Keem. Now what are you going to do about Mike? Are you going to address the Mike allegations? Do you just have a network of absolutely disgusting people that you lift up and praise while shitting on the people who are normal and put together normal content? You say you want new audiences. You're getting new audiences, and they're attracted to the smaller shows because they're not as fucked up as your bullshit. Like, I literally take off from Milkers through Queens, and now I'm skipping Rewind because Billy the Clown, who's constantly just doing his adult baby face and stabbing people in the back, is irritating as fuck at this point. I hate him dropping in on other shows. And Xylee is just as bad. And she has Neil's on the chalkboard voice. You have to realize that if you want a 24-hour network, not everybody's going to like the same content. We're not all going to like the same things. Okay? And what you do on the main show will cast aspersions on the rest of the network. Reel it in, buddy. Don't be such a gooner. Well, I wasn't able to finish this on my birthday yesterday because it looks like the internet has been cleansed. Well, fortunately, we still have a strong reactor out there. Thank you, Frenchie, who has her live stream up where she covered it. So let's get into it.
Gorlick Bread put out a video. The fake demon of Girl World caught lying leaves the community after he incriminates himself. I can't read the last word. It must be himself. I don't like giving Yo Mama any attention. I actively avoid giving that person any attention. They've been trying to get my attention for, quite a long time now. Tonight we're going to give them some attention.
Oh, and as soon as he pulled his channel down, which was about 15 minutes after Frenchie did her live stream, he pulled his channel down, by the way. He didn't receive any strikes. He ran with his tail between his legs in embarrassment. As soon as he pulled his channel down, Kate tried to fill the vacuum of, come to me, Foodie Beauty. You can get your reacts against FFG and against the YouTube underground and garlic bread. You can come to me for these things. There's always a market for something, right?
Because tonight they've earned my attention in the most disgusting way possible. This is a community of animal lovers. It's kind of our thing. I'll speak for myself. Any of us, though. It's my thing. This is somebody who has used BBJ and all kinds of angles about BBJ for 2 years at this point to make their content, to do attacks on me. This is somebody who, when Ollie passed away, Slow Mama, dressed up as Ollie, okay, in a little dog outfit, and danced around and sang a song and made a video about my dead dog. Then when called out on it, deleted the video like the pussy that he is. This is not a good person, okay? It is what it is. Tonight, we're going to watch Garlic Bread's video, like I said, and thank you, Garlic Bread, for letting us watch your video. This motherfucker who has used animals and just the other day claimed that God sent them into girl world, some kind of fucking bleeding heart for the bullied. Let's hear what he has to say about some animals. The story in him and some animals. It's pretty brutal. It's gruesome stuff. I encourage everybody to watch this because I feel like it's important in this community to know who some of these motherfuckers are, okay? This motherfucker showed his ass in a big, big way. And not just showed his ass, showed Girl World exactly who the fuck he is. When people tell...
And he had already been awarded Employee of the Month with Lolcow Universe. And all they did was raise a couple eyebrows that he took his channel down. But they're willing to look the other way on DV as well, so there's that.
Tell you who they are and show you who they are, believe them, okay? Bellini, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, girl. Sorry, I'm just a little behind on the chat, and I want to catch up before we get into this, because we're going to have a lot to say about this one. It's fucking gross. Julia, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate... Oh, my God. You have reading glasses now, too. They suit you a lot more than they suit me, girl. Jessica, thank you for the super chat. What a loser she is. Of course, she didn't do the fast. She just needs to choose her box or a bag, sweetie. I think it's time. Maybe we could just chuck her in a wood chipper. Her words. Taz, thank you for the super chat. Animal lover here, too. Yeah. A lot of us, most of us in this community are. It's kind of our thing. That's right. That's right. There's no lying his way, manipulating, twisting of words, and circle jerking and circle talking his way out of this one. The most beautiful thing in this community, and any community, I love when it's not somebody's word against somebody's word, or she said, or whatever the fuck. You take someone's word and just let them speak for themselves. It is the most beautiful thing in my opinion, and that's exactly what we're about to watch together. Slow.
And literally, people within the network had already taken a look at his channel and realized that it was small, he wasn't getting views, and they still let him in. They still added him to a docket team. They still let him do skits.
Mama speaking out of his own mouth. There's no, walking this one back. Val the Fluffy Potato, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Free the rat ass before a long drive home. She hides the chat. Well, I mean, not cuties, Tracy. Thank you for the super chat. Love all this community for animal love. Yeah, it's kind of our thing. We're dicks to people, but fuck, we love the animals, and that's fair. So, a little warning before we get going. Like I said, this is gross. Brace yourself for gross. If you don't want to hear this gross, let's say dip and come back in about 20 minutes. We should be done with this shit. But I want everyone to hear this, okay? GG, hello, thank you for the super chat. All right, let me get the tab. Let's fucking get into this. Hold on. Francesca, thank you for the super chat, girl.
So yesterday, people in your chat are asking you for accountability, right? You spend hours and hours pretending to look for others' accountability. I mean, look at all this content about BBJ. I mean, how long did you spend pretending to be concerned about BBJ? Now let's see how you spoke though about your neighbor's cat.
You stupid ass goddamn cat. The reason why I'm not going because I'll probably kill that mother. Kick the shit out of it one day. God damn it.
That's you, Jovan? Talking about...
Did everyone... I just want to make sure everybody heard what he just said.
About your neighbor's cat.
You stupid ass goddamn cat. The reason why I'm not going because I'll probably kill that mother. Kick the shit out of it one day. God damn it.
That's you, Jovan? Talking about kicking a cat, the cat passing, and laughing? But you know what?
It's a cat. It's a funeral for the neighbor's cat. Okay? And he, while laughing, says he's not going to the funeral for the cat. He probably killed the cat. He kicked the shit out of the cat. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, that's right.
That's what you consider stand-up, Keem? That's stand-up to you? Is that the kind of stand-up that got Michael Richards kicked off of a stage and canceled him? You know, some people cross lines. Why can't you see that?
Like I said,
You're not going to stop anything with the breaks that you got.
that bad. Like I said, it gets so much worse. But I want to start though with the lying. We're gonna go back to yesterday when Jovan, he wanted to be the victim, right? Everyone else is just weird. When his own chat is demanding for him to explain his actions, laughing at Jamel's dog whining during his stream. I want to play this stream, and I want it to be very clear. This is Jovan explaining the incident.
You hear his dog right there? Woo, woo, woo. You hear his dog barking? Okay.
So that is him clearly saying, you hear his own words. But now, yesterday, when confronted with this, he wants to pretend that he was just laughing at noises the dog made because he wants to downplay it.
Stop the cat. The dog wasn't howling in pain. It made a weird ass dog sound while he was playing the game, and I laughed about it. Is that what we're getting upset about?
No, Jovan. No one is getting upset about that because it isn't what happened. Let me play this clip for you again. Again, the day that it happened, this is you.
His brother yells out, "Jamel, get the dog." Jamel's like, why? Well, obviously because the dog's barking like crazy, right? Y'all heard that? Okay. Oh, that dog is struggling. He ain't even phased. Yo, he's not even phased, bro. That dog went from barking normally to making these weird ass sounds, dog, after J-Mel took care of him.
So in the moment, right, you're admitting the dog is struggling. You're admitted that the dog seemed normal until J-Mel, quote, took care of him. And I want to credit Dawn in the chat yesterday. I see why you have a pet in your profile photo because...
Sorry, now you can't see the message there. Fucking hell. Laughing about what happened. What the hell happened that the dog is barking normally? The dog is, quote, taken care of. And then the dog isn't barking normally anymore. The dog's making some weird little noises. And he laughs.
The dog is whimpering in pain and probably pretty scared, probably being muzzled somehow, that without an actual muzzle from like a pet store or something. We don't know what he did to his dog, but we know that whatever he did resulted in the dog crying in pain.
But then, of course, because he's a pussy and doesn't stand on shit, when confronted about it, no, that's not what I said. I just said the dog was making weird noises. No, you were laughing about the fact that something just happened to that dog that made it go from barking normally to making weird noises. Barry, thank you for the super chat, girl.
Dawn was out here handing Jovan the shovel. And Jovan took it and proceeded to dig himself deeper. But before we hear that, let me give you a little bit more context. Here is Jovan deflecting everyone else rather than Jovan should be accountable for their actions.
That I laughed at a dog sound? These people can kick old people. These people like Kaya, I'm getting strikes, and Kaya can live, who dated a guy who did what he... These people can do all of this shit. But me laughing at a dog sound? I mean...
Just like Chantal. Yeah, but. I'm getting called out for something I did. Yeah, but we can support Kaya, which we don't. Yeah, but we can beat old people, which we don't, unless you're Breezer, okay? There's no yeah, but, and it doesn't change that you weren't laughing at the weird sound that the dog was making. You were laughing at whatever the fuck had just happened to that dog to make it go from barking normally to making weird sounds. Like you enjoyed whatever the fuck happened to that dog. You think it's funny. Tat Von B, thank you for the super chat, girl.
Tell me you ain't got nothing without telling me you ain't got nothing.
You know, Jovan, I am so glad you feel strongly about this stuff because the whole cat clip, it's going to be a real issue for you. Because, you know, when you say we don't have nothing, we have a lot. And I want to play the second clip of Jovan that day, citing the dog was struggling. Because after this, we're going to go back to yesterday. But I want for Jovan to make it emphatically clear.
That dog is struggling, bro. I don't know what you did, bro. I really don't know what you did.
So remember, he doesn't know what JML did to the dog. Because he's about to try to paint a totally different picture. That it was just making noises. And then he tries to say it was a sound in a video game. Yes, Madden NFL football, clearly a game known for animal noises. But I want you to watch how he tries to weasel his way out of this.
Carolina Kissmark donated
Exactly.
$2 through Super Chat. Is it a dog sound in a game?
Is it the dog sound? Yeah, it was one of the like sound bites that he had that he was just
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a sound in the game. It's a sound bite. You fucking rat bitch. I love, again, when you can take someone's video, something they said on video, and it's not a he said, it's literally you said, and now you're trying to walk it back because you're a fucking pussy who doesn't stand on a goddamn word he says. You're a piece of shit, and Girl World doesn't want anything to do with you. You're done here. Okay? This is an animal-loving community. The last thing we need is somebody laughing at the struggling sounds, quote, that the dog is making after God knows what happened to it. Or hearing you cackle about possibly killing a cat because you kicked it so hard. Okay? Just...
This, Xylee, Rastoff, is what you're defending when the subject comes up on your channels. This is what you're defending because you're too lazy to go look up the content for yourself and figure out why Girl World tossed him out.
God, thank you for the super chat. That's right. Hold your fur babies extra tight and shake your fucking head. It's no wonder this piece of shit is on the side in this community of the two other animal abusers, right? We now know 3 animal abusers in this community.
Carl's Jr.'s new snacks.
3 animal abusers in this community. Amber, Chantal, and Slow Mama. Shit really does find each other in this community. Lee Breechies, thank you for the super chat.
running around with.
So again, this is the real Jovan, right? He clearly knows he was laughing at this dog. He gets confronted about it. And that long break that I left in there, that was him thinking. And he comes out and says, oh, it was a soundbite that he had.
You know what, Luna? Thank you for the super chat. But cocaine doesn't make you abuse animals or think animal abuse is funny. Cocaine makes you ballsy enough to tell a fucking story like that, laugh about it, and then walk it or attempt to walk it back and think that everyone around is dumb enough to believe the walk back. That's cocaine balls. He's got some cocaine balls. We don't have cocaine balls, and we're not clouded in judgment by the coke either. Animal abuse, laughing at animal abuse. There's no walking that back.
I've known of Jovan for probably 15 years. This is a very long-term pattern of behavior. When Jovan is caught in a lie, he says the first thing that comes to his mind as a response. In this case, he wanted just a soundbite. But then, as he goes to talk through this, he realizes that he's lying again. So he has to think of another lie to correct himself. And this creates a scenario where he has to correct his own lies on the fly. And that is exactly what happens here.
You know, and I was like, oh, look at that. No. It was, let me see. It was, oh, his dog, no, it was his real dog running around. His dog was running around, and then he was just playing a game, and the dog made some weird sound.
Now, if you've watched this video,
So it's not a soundbite. So we went from laughing about whatever the fuck happened to that dog to claiming that it was a soundbite in the game to now it was not a soundbite again and that was his actual dog running around. Which one is it? Don't do drugs, kids. This is what happens to your brain. Julia, thank you again for super chat.
The prior video, you know, that's not what happened at all. This was Jovan's video. Jovan mocked that J-Mel was asked to take care of the dog. He laughed at it afterwards, but now he wants to pretend, you know, it was a soundboard, it wasn't a real dog. But don't worry, Jovan, as promised, we have more. And this is why I told you, your name is good nowhere. You can't go anywhere in communities because honestly, you never know how someone will approach you. And this is a prime example, right? You're in a community right now that loves pets. You know this because you tried to take advantage of it. How much did you earn talking about BBJ? But after this, everyone's going to see how you truly feel about people's pets. And I have no doubt that your comeback to this is going to be this claim that, quote, I was a comedian back then. This was just a joke. No one understands this but me. Jovan, you are not an established comedian. This was not filmed in a comedy club. So again, in mixed company, you have no idea who would approach you over this with anger or with laughter.
And you know my opinion, because I also think he's going to try and minimize and pretend like it was all jokes and guys, I'm just telling jokes and you know me, I just tell jokes and blah blah blah. The thing about jokes is that it's the public listening to the jokes who gets to decide what's funny and what's not. So if you claim this is jokes and to you that's all it is, that's fine. I don't think so. I've heard your jokes and I don't think it's funny. I think you're a sick motherfucker and it's my prerogative to think so, and it's everyone in this community's prerogative to think whatever the hell they want to think. So stand there and yell until you're blue in the face that it was just jokes. Doesn't change a goddamn thing, and it'll never change what I heard. Okay? Laughing about it like the psychopath that you are. Jen, thank you for the super chat, girl. This is why I like animals more than people. Some people for sure.
So let's go back and hear Jovan talk about his neighbor having a cat pass.
I had a neighbor that had a funeral for their cat. A funeral. They didn't wrap that bitch up and throw it in the trash can. Mother had a whole the mother had a whole funeral. I said, what? Why? Try to invite me like this.
So for some context, obviously Jovan was invited to a neighbor's home to pay respect to a cat that had passed away. Now, I would say that his response is relatively ungrateful. But let's also not forget, this is the same person that spent how many hours pretending to care about BBJ, other pets in the community. But if only Jovan would have kept it there. Jovan, however, decides he is going to give some suggestions on how he would have handled this situation.
Well, did you spend money on that? You didn't just wrap that bitch in a bag and throw it in the trash can for free?
I'm going to warn you.
Fucking hell. Sounds like Foodie Beauty, doesn't it? Bag or a box. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You spent money on that? A funeral for a cat? You didn't just wrap it up and throw it in the garbage?
After this point, it gets...
It really... It's maybe a couple $100 to get a vet to cremate your pet. I mean, if you don't have a backyard where you can bury your pet, you can cremate them, which I've had to do with my cats when they passed away. And I just paid for the service to cremate them.
gross, right? It gets gross to the point perhaps it needs to be investigated. Because Jovan seemingly gets upset that the neighbor elected to have a funeral for their pet. Jovan claims he is going to ask the neighbor where the cow is buried because he wants to go dig it up and throw it away. As Jovan would say in his videos,
when I heard that the first time, I had to go back. I was like, it's impossible. I just heard that. I must have misheard. My ears must have just, I don't know, given up on life. I had to go back and hear that again. This motherfucker wanted to go find out where the cat was, to dig up the cat and throw it in the garbage. Dig up the cat and throw it in the garbage. What do you even say to that? I don't know what to say to that. This guy should be tested to see if he's a fucking psychopath. Luna, thank you for the super chat, girl.
roll it.
I damn near wanted to find out where he buried that fucking cat, so I can fucking dig that cat up and throw it in the trash can myself. And
Roll it.
I damn near wanted to find out where he buried that fucking cat, so I can fucking dig that cat up and throw it in the trash can myself.
Roll it.
I damn near wanted to find out where he buried that fucking cat, so I can fucking dig that cat up and throw it in the trash can myself. I'm gonna find out where that nigga buried that cat. I'm gonna ask him tomorrow. I'm gonna be like, yo, where did you bury that cat at anyway? Okay, cool. I'm gonna dig that put that bitch in a plastic bag and throw him in a goddamn trash can where he belongs.
Now, at this point, I'm sure you all are thinking, how could this get any worse? Well, believe it or not, it does. Because if all of that wasn't enough, Jovan continues to talk, citing he had an interaction with the cat that could have led to its passing, which he goes into great detail.
It died like a couple months later, but it jumped and scared the shit out of me, and I kicked the shit out of it. So shit out of me, and I died like a couple months later, but it jumped and scared the shit out of me, and I kicked the shit out of it. So
This week only, all Domino's menu price pizza.
it jumped and scared the shit out of me, and I kicked the shit out of it. So
So you know how since 2021 we've been talking about how the crackhead kicked the cat, kicked poor BBJ. BBJ got real spooked, and we went on about that for years, literally years. Here's the motherfucking ally of Chantal laughing like a psychopath about having kicked a cat. Kicked a cat because he got spooked by a cat, kicked the shit out of the cat, and is dying laughing over it.
how do that look, nigga? That's like going to a nigga funeral that you shot, one time. When, you know what I mean? I can't go to that nigga funeral. Can't go to that goddamn cat funeral after I kicked it. That's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't want to be there. I know the cat didn't want me there. The cat probably looking like, who invited this nigga? Nigga kicked me a month ago, cuz.
So, to be clear, Jovan is so certain he hurt this animal that he would assume the cat would not want him present for the funeral. My question is, Jovan, does your neighbor know any of this took place? Did you maybe explain to anyone how you, as apparently a grown man, could have been so scared by a cat that you kicked it multiple times because it jumped. But those are questions, again, for you to answer, Jovan. I'm sure the community is going to ask you these things. But I want to close this in part with one of your favorite topics, hypocrisy, right? Because you love
thank you for the super chat. See you tomorrow.
You love to pretend that I defend Mike Vick. It's one of your big rally cries, right? And again, I know that you do this very strategically. You feel that if you can post these things, right, people will turn against me. So I felt, Jovan, it would only be fitting if everyone heard how you felt directly from you about Mike Vick. Because I am so glad, Jovan, that you used your platform to make a statement to project how you feel. I want to close this by thanking two people. Inferno for posting these clips, and Bridge for going through, cultivating hours of nauseating content for me to put all this together. And of course, you know, when we can finally show Jovan for who he really is, and there's still other people in the community that want to continue to talk, there is no way that I cannot be back as soon as I can with more commentary.
Oof. Fucking hell. This fuck.
Well, I want to thank Frenchie for keeping the content up because it seems like everybody's scrubbing it. And the Lolcow Universe is trying to gaslight everybody about it. I don't know why. How does it benefit you? He's not a money maker for you. Why are you rewarding this fella? He's not a host on any show. And the last time he dipped in to Aussie, he put your channel at risk of losing your monetization for that stream by playing the Jurassic Park intro. So, I don't know what to tell you, but stop pretending your audience is stupid, please. Thank you.